Hey, what's up guys? Steve here, FitDadNation.com. Thank you for watching. So, I'm 46, I'm a busy dad, I have a business, I have two little girls. I keep as busy as anybody else. And, granted, I do this for a living, right? So I work as a coach for dads full time. So I have a little bit more of a luxury than many of you that are sitting in desk jobs. But I'll tell you, I did it for many, many years, over a decade, sat at a desk. And I made a commitment to get fit. So what I want to do is just talk a little bit about the things that I do personally. So at 46, I'm probably in better shape than I've been in the last 20 years. Body fat somewhere in the 15, 14, 13, somewhere. I haven't had a test in a while, but pretty lean, exercise consistently. I would say I probably don't look 46 years old, so because I've taken care of myself and I watch what I eat and I'm diligent about my lifestyle. So I just want to share just 5 things. 5 things. I thought it was 6. 5 things that I do on a consistent basis that help keep me fit. So most 46-year-old men, in my experience anyway, aren't particularly fit because they spent the last 15, 20 years grinding out a job, mostly sitting at a desk, right? Not living a very active lifestyle, eating on the go, eating at home, whatever is given to them by their wife, that whole thing. And so, I coach dads every day. I see it every day. And it's certainly possible to be super lean, super fit, if that's what you're looking for, or at least very healthy, looking good and feeling good. So the 5 things that I do, and this is something that I'm very consistent about, is when I train, first of all, I'm training consistently week after week. I train 5 days a week right now. The weekends are off because I'm with my girls. So typically I don't train. I'll usually exercise in the form of hiking, biking, walking, playing with the kids. But as far as an actual workout routine, that's Monday through Friday. Typically 3 days of strength training. So I do a lot of full body exercises, a lot of body weight stuff, but I do a lot of pull-ups, push-ups, sled drags. I use a lot of kettlebells. So I do that for 3 days a week. And then the other 2 days is some kind of conditioning. I'm talking about this here. So using some kind of conditioning, which is HIIT up here, high intensity interval training. So you can kind of mix that and match that with conditioning. You can call it cardio. Some people call it cardio. Some people call it HIIT training. So anyway, the point is, or circuit training. I use 3 days of strength training and I use 2 days of some kind of conditioning, which is a high intensity, short duration workout with typically exercises that use most of your body. So for example, a HIIT / circuit workout would include burpees, maybe plyometric push-ups, maybe some jump squats, those types of things. And the idea is to get your heart rate up, and you're going to hit it hard, you're going to hit it fast, short rest periods, and then you're done. Typically my workouts last between 15 and 25 minutes on the conditioning side. Strength training, somewhere about 45 minutes, that's about it. That's all we need. Okay? Progressive overload, constantly pushing myself. So if you're not doing that, if you go in with your little piece of paper that says, okay, I have bench press 3 times 12 at, 135, and it continues to stay the same week after week, right? What do you think is going to happen? Right, nothing. So you have to continually push yourself, which is exactly what I do. So if last week I did 3 sets of 10 pull-ups, I'll try to do 3 sets of 11 or 2 sets of 10 and 1 set of 11. Always trying to get a little bit extra. Doesn't have to be much, even if it's a pound here, an extra push up there. You just have to make a little bit of progress every time you work out. That should be your goal. Okay? Routine changing. So I've seen this so many times with guys have the same program that somebody gave to them or they found on YouTube or whatever. They've used it for 6 months, a year. I've seen guys use same program for multiple years, right? I don't know why I'm not gaining any progress. I'm not losing any weight, or I'm not getting any bigger, or I'm not making any gains. Well, of course not, right? It has to change. It doesn't have to go over the top, right? Some people get carried away and think that their workout has to change every single time. That's ridiculous, okay? Your body does need to have some kind of benchmark, right? So you can't just use a brand new workout every single time, right? It makes more sense to use it in short blocks of time so you can measure your progress workout over workout. So typically, I change my workouts every 4 to 8 weeks. So somewhere in there is probably a good place. 8 weeks is probably fine for most people. And last, most people make the mistake, and I did it for years, of just doing one type of movement. And for most guys, and a lot of guys, especially when you're younger, it's about the ego, it's about the show muscles, it's about your shoulders and biceps and chest, right? You forget about the legs and the back and the other muscles that are important as well. So especially when we get older, when you get into your late 30s and your 40s, the strength becomes less important, and more important is the mobility and the flexibility, your balance, and so I use plyometrics, which is any kind of explosive movement. I use that on a limited basis, but it certainly has a place in every program. I use a lot of balance training. It's not that exciting to just stand on one leg and do your exercises. It's harder to control the weight, a lot harder. But at the end of the day, as we get older, the balance becomes more and more important. Okay, stability exercises. I love using resistance bands for that. There's a whole bunch of great exercises. I have a couple of videos on stability that you can watch. But also a very important piece of this. I didn't even put flexibility in there, but that's a big one. Stretching, dynamic stretching, and static stretching, also very important. And then correctives. So don't worry about creating a whole extra workout for corrective exercises, which will be basically working on the smaller muscles, rotator cuff types of exercises. So what I would do is, and what I do is I kind of intersperse those with my regular workouts. So for example, let's take a bench press. So I would be doing, standard dumbbell chest press, and I could come off of that and just do some very light, let's call them, they call them scarecrows, which you're basically doing this with a light weight, where you're working the small muscles, the rotator cuff, okay? Just so you can kind of, use those back to back. That's one way to make it into your workout. So anyway, I use all of this stuff week after week, month after month, and so it's allowed me to maintain low body fat, to stay lean, to stay healthy, stay fit. So give some a try. Feel free below, leave your comments and let me know what works for you.